Hello everyone.
Welcome to Hockaday's Youth and Government Broadcast.
Today we are going to look at a few cases regarding the First Amendment.
Laura Pearson, a 70-year-old Texan girl, appeared at the Texas Supreme Court, claiming that while attending several church events, some members of the church laid hands on her and stopped her from moving as she violently struggled to get free. She later stated that she was emotionally and physically scarred and attempted to commit suicide because of the forced exorcism. The court questioned whether the Free Exercise Clause of the First Amendment prevents the imposition of civil liability for the religiously motivated assault and forced imprisonment of a non-consenting minor. The court ended up dismissing the case because it would improperly require the court to question the church's beliefs. Laura was given $300,000 for the abuse by the church and its members.
That's interesting. We sent Laura Anson around our school to see how many people actually knew the First Amendment.
Today we've been going around and trying to figure out what the First Amendment is. We learn these things in school, and obviously I have a copy of it right here, but how many people actually know what the First Amendment is? Okay, what do you think is the First Amendment?
The First Amendment is the amendment that grants freedom of speech and religion and other good stuff that we need in a society.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Awesome.
First Amendment.
I think it's the free speech one, right?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. What do you think? So, what do you all think is the First Amendment?
Well, I really don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know.
You can take a wild guess.
So treat others the way you want to be treated.
Go ahead, girl. Yes.
In the First Amendment, two freedoms of religion, against the Establishment Clause, which says the government cannot promote religion, and the Free Exercise Clause, which prevents the government from interfering with your free exercise. There's the right of free speech and the right of press, that's 4. There's the right to petition the government and the right to peaceably assemble.
Oh man, I think some people need to review their rights.
Speaking of rights, the U.S. Supreme Court is reviewing the constitutionality of saying "under God" in the Pledge of Allegiance. It has been ruled that saying these words changed the pledge from being a secular statement of patriotism into a violation of the First Amendment right against government establishment of religion. A father of a student attending a public school in California argued that the inclusion of "under God" in the pledge was implanting religious beliefs into the students just by hearing the pledge. It has been ruled that public school students cannot be forced to recite the Pledge of Allegiance, but the father believed that the speaking of the pledge should be off limits. The court considered whether it is true that the addition of the words "under God" established religion when the pledge is voluntarily recited. Because one of the justices did not vote, the court was evenly divided 4-4, and the ruling to voluntarily say the pledge in public schools is being upheld.
Now, let's go to Laura Well at the White House with a current issue.
This past May, a trial began in Manhattan to determine whether New York City may require groups of 50 or more bikers, pedestrians, or other devices moved by human power to get a parade permit. Plaintiffs involved in the lawsuit argued that the rule would violate the First Amendment right of assembly. A lawyer for the cyclists connected the parade rules and police treatment of critical mass riders as a new tool to make critical mass illegal. Another statement considered was how the police used to peacefully escort the critical mass rides. The cyclists finally claimed that the language of the parade law was both vague and unconstitutional, but in the end the city denied the allegations made by the plaintiffs. Since the new parade laws went into effect, the police department are making fewer arrests and conducting an increasing number of ticket blitzes instead. Of course, this did not solve the cyclist problem, but it was concluded that the police were not violating the First Amendment right of peaceable assembly.
The First Amendment is a highly debated case throughout the nation.
We hope to see you all at district and state this year.